Hello dear students, I'm teacher Richard. Like I told you last time, I'm the teacher of biology. We're going to be together in all the concept of biology from senior 1 to senior 6. And now we are dealing with the senior 6. Last time we talked about the unit 1 and we are moving to the second unit, okay? If you haven't been with us in the first unit, you just go back on this YouTube channel, Zikaramo TV, and watch the first unit. We are now moving to the second unit, which is the concept of ecosystem. Last time we talked about the population density, and other concept of ecology. It's still under the branch of biology, which is ecology, that we are going to look at the concept of the ecosystem. So dear students, welcome in this session. I hope it is going to be joyful, okay? So in the ecosystem, what is the ecosystem? First of all, what do you understand by the ecosystem? Yes, the ecosystem the real definition of ecosystem is the natural unit that consists of living things and their Okay, dear students, from this definition, you can see that the ecosystem consists first of all of the living things and the non-living things. And what we are going to focus on is the interaction of these living things and the non-living things in this ecosystem. For example, if we have this ecosystem here, okay, we can have human being, we can have goats, we can have hen, we can have birds. In this set we have living organisms, but we can have other non-living things that are going to interact with these living organisms. We can have the climate, can have soil, can have, for example, the stones, yes, temperature, not forgetting the water bodies. The interaction of these living things with these non-living things in this natural unit is what we call the ecosystem. It's a natural unit that consists of living things and their interaction with the non-living things. So, for the concept of the ecosystem, you can have different types of the ecosystem. To be specific, types of the ecosystem. We can have the terrestrial ecosystem. The terrestrial ecosystem is the ecosystem on land, okay? Like here that we are living, okay? We can have terrestrial, the terrestrial ecosystem, it's like these of the forests, desert, okay? These are on the land, okay? Like forests, like deserts. These are all on land. They are the terrestrial ecosystem. The second type of ecosystem you can have is the aquatic. Aquatic. The word aqua means water, so it means it's aquatic ecosystem consists of water bodies ecosystems. Under the aquatic ecosystem, we can have the marine ecosystem and the freshwater ecosystem. Here we can have the freshwater ecosystem and we can have marine ecosystem. In the freshwater consists of rivers, ponds, lakes, okay? While the marine ecosystem consists of oceans and seas, okay? So it's the types of the ecosystem under the concept of the ecosystem. Like in the definition we said, you can just get the meaningful concept of the ecosystem. So now, to the whole unit, we are going to define little by little all the definitions that you need to know under the concept of the ecosystem. While talking about the ecosystem, we have organisms that live in the ecosystem. They are grouped under different categories. The first category is that of what we call species. Species, what species? Species, it's a group of organisms that can interbreed to produce a fertile offspring. A group of organisms that can interbreed to produce the fertile offspring. For example, human being, a man and a female, when they interbreed, they produce another human. That human is fertile. That means he can reproduce to himself once again. But there are some examples of animals that interbreed, that make sex, that mate and produce an offspring, but that offspring is infertile because these organisms are of different species. So a human being and another human being are of the same species, okay, with the name Homo sapiens, because they can interbreed to produce a fertile offspring. This is a key word in this definition. They produce a fertile offspring. Groups, another group is that of population. In the last unit we saw the population. What was the definition of the population? We are going to repeat it once again. It's a group of organisms. It's a group of organisms within the same species within the same species that are the same place at the same time. So we can see that, for example, we can say people in Kigali, human being in Kigali. Samiji, an example. In Kigali city, okay? For example, if I am here in Kigali and another person in Florida, for example, we are of the same species, but we are not at the same time, at the same place. That's why we are not in the same population, but we are of the same species, okay? I hope you are remembering, you are looking back, you are flashing back of what we saw last time, okay? If you weren't here, if you didn't follow the first session, you can just go back in the first videos at Ikaramu TV and look at what we have studied last time, okay? So, dear students, another definition under this concept is community. Another term which is important while we're studying ecosystem is community. Community, we say it's a group of organisms but of different populations, of different group of organisms within different populations which are at the same place at the same time, which are the same place at the same time. For example, we can have a community here. Okay, in this community we can have human being. Let's say this is Kigali, okay? In the community of Kigali we can have human being, we can have cows, we can have some plants, like can have amaranthus, can have like goats, yes, can have like bees. All these organisms are together in Kigali, but they are of different population. There is the population of human beings, cows, amaranthus, goats, bees, and so on. Because they are at the same place at the same time, they make what we call a community, okay? So, I hope this one is clear. Going to the second, to another definition, we have what we call niche. Niche is the role an organism plays in the environment. The role an organism plays in the environment. Here we refer to how the organism gets food which food that it eats. It's in terms of feeding, okay? In terms, specifically we say in terms of feeding, how it gets food and the type of food that it gets, so it's niche. And lastly, we are going to biome. Biome, all these definitions that we are looking at are very important while studying the concept of ecosystem. Biome consists, it's a natural unit that consists of a natural unit that consists of flora and fauna. When we say flora, we are talking about plants, and fauna, they are animals. So this unit consists of flora and fauna. These animals and these plants have the same characteristics which enables them to live under this natural unit, under this environment. So dear students, we are ending this session by here, but before ending, I'm going to leave a small homework, a small exercise, just exercise. It's an exercise but also a homework. You will say, let's say it's an assignment, differentiate community to population. Yes, only this one. We saw all this area, it will be just reminiscing what we saw earlier. You will differentiate community to population. Where is the difference? So thank you. We will go on with another lesson under this concept of the ecosystem. Thank you, dear students. You just keep on subscribing on this YouTube channel, Ekaram TV, and for more details, assignments, and so on, you will go on www.omeni.net. Thank you. We are with Teacher Richard.